Hi, my name is Michael Covey. I'm the executive director and co-founder of Bridle Up Hope, and this is my story. I'm the oldest of 8 kids, born and raised here in Utah, and my younger sister Rachel is the inspiration behind Bridle Up Hope and everything we do here. Rachel was just 19 months younger than myself, and Rachel battled with depression for many years. And as her older brother, I saw these struggles that she had. As a family, we didn't really know how to help her, honestly. In 2012, Rachel passed away from the effects of depression, and it was devastating for me and for my younger siblings and I. We didn't know how to cope, honestly. And in the midst of these struggles, we had many of Rachel's friends come to us and talk about how Rachel had changed their lives by inviting them to go horseback riding with her. And Rachel had gotten into horseback riding in high school, and I was kind of off into college and doing my own thing and at the time, and so I wasn't very involved in her life during those years. But I recognized that there was something special between girls and horses in these stories that I was hearing. And I wanted to start something that would honor her memory and also continue her tradition of connecting girls and horses in a way that's transformative, because horses had really helped her in her life and helped the lives of many of her friends. And so in 2013, just a few months after Rachel died, my parents and I, we co-founded Bridle Up Hope, the Rachel Covey Foundation, with the mission to inspire hope, confidence, and resilience in young women through equestrian training. So a big mouthful, but we change lives through horses. And I've always been very interested in trying to make a difference in the lives of other people. It sounds cliche, but it's really what drives me, trying to make a difference. And I always thought that my career would be in the private sector, just like most people, right? Grew up thinking that. It was on my 10-year game plan, and I always thought that I would be involved in Bridle Up Hope part-time. And when the opportunity arose in June of 2017, I was very torn, because this opportunity at Bridle Up Hope was a total deviation from everything I had thought I wanted in corporate America. But at the same time, I knew that I would perhaps never have a chance to be involved in this foundation so intimately. And I knew that there were important things, in the future for Bridle Up Hope, and I wanted to be a part of it. And so, after a lot of thought and getting advice from mentors and talking with my wife, of course, who's the greatest person in my life, I felt that it was the right call. Those first few months, to be honest, were a lot more difficult than I ever imagined. We were struggling financially. We were a startup organization, to be frank, and we needed to kind of grow and mature, as every organization does. And I was totally inexperienced, had never run a charity before, had only been, used to managing just a few people in my consulting job. And overnight at Bridle Up Hope, I had a team of about 15 people, and most of them were horse trainers. And I personally didn't have a whole lot of experience with horses. So it was a big shock and a steep learning curve for me. But thanks to some terrific staff members and board members, we've been able to pull together an amazing team and grow from 15 to now 35 employees. We've been able to build this center, and I haven't looked back since. Yeah, so get the question a lot: why just girls at Bridle Up Hope? And to be honest, it all started with Rachel, my sister, and her memory, and the young women that she was helping through horses. And so we wanted to continue that tradition in particular. And over the years, we've thought really hard about, why don't we make this program accessible to boys and everybody, right? But we've realized that the magic of Bridle Up Hope is that we create a safe place for these girls. It's a safe environment. When they come here, they can let their guard down. I'm pretty much the only guy here, and I just sit in the corner and try to raise money. but the rest of our staff, they're all women, they're all young women, and they are girl builders. Yes, they know horses, they love horses, but they first and foremost, they can build up other people. And so there's that natural connection with young women teaching young women in the program, and women mentoring younger women. It's an amazing, powerful connection. It's a safe place. And many of the girls have been through sexual abuse or other forms of trauma with men in their lives. And so by us just focusing on girls, it's that safe place. And then also, everything at the barn is pink. It's white, it's pretty. It would just mess up our branding. So we got to keep it pink and just for girls. So at Bridle Up Hope, we see all sorts of challenges. But the most common challenges that we see here are anxiety and depression, for sure. It's an epidemic here in Utah and around the world, frankly. And as a young man myself, I got to see, firsthand how depression could impact a family. My younger sister Rachel, I remember I was probably 11 or 12 years old. Going to Disney World. It was like, oh my goodness, we're at Disney World. We're staying in, some cool hotel and about ready to go in the park early in the morning. And Rachel was just, 19 months younger than me. I remember her having a hard time getting out of bed at the age of 10 years old because she just had, she was just in a dark place mentally. And I didn't understand that as her older brother. It was like, Rachel, we're going to Animal Kingdom today, And I didn't understand why she was having a hard time being excited about that. She had been excited for the weeks and months of preparation before that, but just that day, she just was struggling to get out. And I saw episodes like this, over the next many years, right, where there were just great days and then some terrible days. And it was, up and down. And over the years, I came to realize that, oh yes, this is real depression that she's battling with. And as a family, we tried to do many different things to help her cope, right? To help her cope with these challenges, and seeing specialists and doctors and lots of different things would help at times, but yet the challenges remained. And so I always think about, as her older brother, what I saw in Rachel. And we've, at Bridle Up Hope here, we try to think about, the needs of every girl. Every girl is so different. Every life is so different. Everyone's struggling in a different way. But there are definitely some common threads. And, when girls come to Bridle Up Hope for the first time, it's usually the mom or the dad or both who bring the girl here at Bridle Up Hope. And we're not a residential program. We're more of an after-school type of experience. And immediately that distinction helps the young lady to relax and to not be so uptight. We're not here trying to fix people. We're not therapists. We're here trying to change a life through horses and through the life skills program that we teach. And many of the girls, when they come through the doors, their heads are down. They won't even look you in the eye. They don't have the confidence to even speak with you. And we bring them on a barn tour. We walk them around the property. We introduce them to the horses with names like Tarzan and Kokomo and Montego, and the coolest names that are all from Lord of the Rings or the song from the Beach Boys, Kokomo, because my sister Rachel loved those two things. And the girls at Bridle Up Hope, they just fall in love with the horses, and immediately they have a smile. At the end of the barn tour, first experience, they leave with a smile. They come back the next week, and we can see that they're excited to be here. We try to get them on a horse, or we try to get them out in the round pen to do a join-up exercise or some natural horsemanship to try to build a relationship with the horse. And we see the young lady start to smile a little bit more and start to sit up, a little straighter, stand a little taller, carry themselves better. And you can see their confidence grow from week to week. And it's amazing just to watch the transformations that occur from week 1 to week 14. By the end of the program, most of these young ladies are chatterboxes. They can't stop talking about their best friend, Kokomo the horse. They can't stop talking about learning to walk, trot, and canter and what that has done for their confidence. And they can't stop talking about the friendships that they've built here. And they leave with a peace and with a new confidence and a new hope for the future, knowing that they can go through something challenging and still bounce back. The age group is 12 to 25 years old, so we focus on young women. But we also do a women's program for ages 26 and up. But the main focus of our foundation will always be young ladies. So the Bridle Up Hope program is very unique. We say that there are 3 parts to it. The first is learning the foundations of horsemanship. And so that entails a weekly horseback riding lesson with the girl, with the instructor, and with the horse. It's a very intimate experience where the girl is taught everything from learning to saddle the horse and tack up, to catch the horse in the pasture, to build trust and a relationship with the horse in the round pen, and ultimately to walk, trot, canter, maybe even do a trail ride. And during the horseback riding experience, we also teach the second piece of our program, which is learning life skills through the 7 habits of highly effective people content. So the 7 habits were originally written by my grandfather, Stephen R. Covey, in 1989, and we've adapted these 7 habits to the equestrian world. So for example, in lesson 1, the instructor and the girl, they'll go out into the pasture and fetch the horse. And the instructor will say, okay, today we're talking about habit 1, be proactive. And what that means is that you have to learn to be the proactive one in your relationship with the horse. You have to assert yourself as the leader, because if you don't, the horse is never going to listen to you. The horse is going to walk around and walk you in circles, may even try to bump into you or step on your foot. The horse isn't going to be happy. The horse is looking for a leader, and you have to be that person. And the instructor will coach the girl through this type of experience. And oftentimes the girls literally have to just totally fake it at the beginning. They're terrified of the horse, but they have to muster up the courage to just stand up tall and say, all right, Mr. Horse, I'm your boss today. We're going to work together. And just that little experience is really life-changing, even in the first week. So another key concept that we teach here at Bridle Up Hope within the horseback riding lessons is habit 2, begin with the end in mind. Right? So this is one of the 7 habits, and the instructors, they teach this in the actual horseback riding experience. So what does that look like? Well, the instructor will be with the girl, they'll go fetch the horse, and they'll say, today we're talking about habit 2, begin with the end in mind. And what that means is you have to set a goal for your horseback riding experience today. What's your goal? Well, I'd like to saddle up, and I'd like to get on the horse for my very first time. Okay, well, that's a great goal, right? They'll write it down. They'll go out and they'll go through some very basic horseback riding experience where the girl gets on the horse and she has a great experience. And throughout the lesson, the instructor will say, okay, now I want you to start thinking about what you want to do next week. Do you want to learn how to, trot the horse? What steps do we need to get to make that a reality? And after the lesson, the instructor will say, okay, we've set this goal for today. Let's think about our 14-week experience. What do you want to learn? Do you want to canter? Do you want to trail ride? Do you want to try English or Western riding or jumping? What is it you want to do with your life in this program? And then the instructor will ask the girl, what is it you really want to do with your life? What are you really passionate about? What is your purpose? And the instructor will sit down with the girl and they'll write a personal mission statement where the girl thinks about, what is really important to her in her life and what she wants to accomplish. They'll start drafting out ideas and statements and drawings and sketches to try to capture this vision. And during the Bridle Up Hope program, each girl develops a personal mission statement that guides her during the program and that guides her well beyond Bridle Up Hope to much bigger and better things throughout life. At Bridle Up Hope, we're really grateful to be in this position where we get to help so many young women. We've now had over 700 young ladies go through our program. It's been life-changing for most of them. And one of the most impactful stories that I've heard that has really impacted me in my perspective on life is a story shared by a graduate last year in our program. Her name is Melissa. When she started Bridle Up Hope, she was about 19 years old. And she had been battling with self-harm and suicidal tendencies for years. She even told us that she had been self-harming since 7th grade and had never been able to stop until coming to Bridle Up Hope. She came here and she had an amazing bond with the horse that she was partnered up with during the 14-week experience. She had an amazing connection with her instructor. She learned the 7 habits, and she told me that coming through Bridle Up Hope, it helped her to change her paradigm of herself. The way that she saw herself, her worldview, totally changed. She said that before Bridle Up Hope, she was wearing glasses that were foggy and muddy with the challenges of life and the limitations that she put on herself, right? Her own self-bias and self-belief. Bridle Up Hope helped her to remove those glasses, to remove that paradigm, and to develop a paradigm where she saw herself as someone who had great worth and great potential, someone who could move forward and accomplish great things in life. And she said that paradigm shift was really transformative for her. And she wrote us a letter, and she said that she now has strength to not self-harm and to move forward in work, in life, with her relationships, and many more avenues. And so she's doing very well. She's been out of the program for over a year now. She has a job. She's happy, and she even raises money for Bridle Up Hope on Facebook because of the impact that it had on her life. So we're so grateful for experiences like that help us get to see our impact. Yes, the cost of Bridle Up Hope is $2,500 for the 14-week program for young women. And that's the full unsubsidized cost. And we also provide needs-based scholarships to low-income families. And so we've always wanted Bridle Up Hope to be the barn that is for every girl, not just a few young ladies who can afford expensive private riding lessons. We're not trying to do that. We're trying to create an amazing experience that is accessible to every family. And so we provide scholarships to those who need them. And so families can go on our website, they can fill out their application form, and at the bottom, they can apply for a scholarship. And we do very generous monthly payment plans as well. And so we've designed the program and the costs to be affordable for every family. As a 501c3 nonprofit organization, Bridle Up Hope is always in need of donations and support, just like every charity, right? And we're so grateful for any support, large or small. We always need scholarship funds for young women in the program. We receive a scholarship application nearly every single day, and we can't keep up with it on our own, honestly. And so we do our best to fundraise and to hold galas, and we try to meet with individuals to help us to provide these scholarship funds. And so we're always grateful when people step forward and help sponsor a young lady or 2 or 5 or 10 or 20. Every year we have roughly 175 young women that need scholarship funds. To support Bridle Up Hope, we would be so grateful for any scholarship funds for the young ladies in the program. Individuals and families can go directly on our website at bridleuphope.org/donate and sponsor a girl. It's very easy. So at Bridle Up Hope, our mission is really to impact the one. We're trying to make a difference in that girl's life, someone who needs this program. So if you know somebody that needs Bridle Up Hope, that either loves horses or is looking for a transformative life experience, someone who needs a spark of hope, we believe that this is the place for that person. And we hope that you will tell your friends and family about Bridle Up Hope, and we hope that you will become an ambassador of this cause. So, yeehaw!